Neil Breitbarth is a senior product designer and industrial and mechanical engineer at Turtle Beach. He spent over 15 years designing hardware for DigiDesign and Avid Technology. Neil has extensive experience managing industrial and mechanical design groups. He relies on his own experience as a recording and mixing engineer. His skills include 2D and 3D CAD work and years of design experience in all parts of the manufacturing process. He's taken products from idea through prototyping and manufacturing for over a decade.
Let's see, a little background on me. I started off with a degree in product design. I started off by working at Lucasfilms on movies, which was great because you could make things that didn't have to work, which is really a lot of fun. Then I worked for DroidWorks up there, which was the first digital audio and video group that George Lucas was funding. And Andy Moore and a bunch of other people that came from Stanford were up there. And then I had a studio in the city for about 8 or 10 years because I did a lot of recording. And I wrote for Electronic Musician and Mix Magazine under Neil Brighton. So when I was doing stage stuff, it was under Neil Brighton. When I did hardware stuff, it's always been Breitbarth. And then I got offered a job at DigiDesign, which back then was this obscure little company that was doing digital audio. It was them and Sonic Solutions, which was all the Stanford people, and DigiDesign was kind of like this weird mix, and Peter Gotcha was the founder on it. And it was really small when I got there. I think I was employee 70 or 80, 75 or something like that. And it kept growing and growing and growing. So I was there for 15 years. And then after that, I did some startup stuff, and now I work at Turtle Beach, which is basically really interesting headphones with DSPs and a lot of other fun stuff that never used to be able to do. So maybe what we'll do is we'll go into the design start, and let me give you an idea of how I start off design stuff. I usually start with just sketching stuff, and this was a little quick project that I did for Corsair. This is not the end version, but this is one of the concepts that I came up. When you have a thought, it doesn't matter if you can draw or not draw. You need to put it down on something. Some people are 2D, some people are 3D, some people are words. Some people are very visual with what they do, some people are not. But you need to get the concept down in some way or shape. And it doesn't matter if you sit there and write down, I have this idea for a small speaker that sits on a stainless steel stand that has a bunch of rubber around the outside. I'm going to perf all the rubber. So that's the concept. And I have to have a sub for it, so I'll add these points to it. So you kind of, in my mind, I kind of draw half of it and I kind of write half of it because I'm too slow at my drawing to do it perfectly up front. And it really doesn't matter. I've taken stuff from people that is literally the back of a napkin where they have drawn the best they could of stuff and worked with that. It's all about getting what your concept is across to somebody else. And it doesn't really matter how you do it. And you shouldn't be embarrassed if you can't draw. Most of the people I work with can't draw anyway. It doesn't matter. The point is to get that thought across on it. So if you show up the next slide. So what I do is I start off with stuff like this. I take it in CAD and I do a little bit more with it. And again, I'm still drawing stuff and kind of writing in stuff, but it's a little bit cleaner to show client, this is the concept, this is where I want to go with the design on it. And then finally, after you work with the client, they have their input, you have your input, and I start doing more real renderings of it. Again, a lot of this is taking it from the beginning and working it up with other people. There were probably, in the design of this, it wasn't just me doing it, there were probably 7 to 8 different people that were putting input in. And input is sometimes a good thing and sometimes a bad thing. Everybody wants to be part of a design, no matter what it is. Everyone wants to put their fingerprint on it. And as you go up in a company, the company has a lot of upper management people that always want to put their fingerprint on it also. So you're always going to have this kind of dichotomy of here's the people doing the work, here's the people that are going to have to sell it, that are in charge of the company. Everyone wants to put an input into it. So you have to be, you have to be diplomatic about it, yet don't always cave in on what you believe. otherwise you'll get crushed. Yeah.